So? No explosion? This is a clear case of Lily trying to pirate me away from Walsh to join Montgomery and Associates.
Darling, I heard what you said. But you're not serious, I hope.
I'm dead serious. She made the offer at lunch, wants to hear from me by tonight.
Brava! Brava, Lily! She's my daughter after all.
Well, should I accept?
You won't, baby. You're too smart. You're not going to leave a multinational corporation for that little management firm. Sean Baxter, I mean, we know all about him. Lily, for all her newly acquired chutzpah, has spent 20 years despising the business world. She knows nothing about it.
Well, that's why she needs me. She wants me to move right in, just be the hero, save the day.
Oh, I got it now. Hero. Traitor. Got it. I'm dealing with a traitor here.
Hi, Mom. Have I interrupted something?
Oh, I don't blame Esther for falling to pieces. I can't imagine suddenly facing life without your father.
Well, fortunately, you don't have to, Mama. You're going to be taking that wonderful trip to Europe soon, right?
Oh, I don't think we should go to Europe now. I just can't stand the idea of leaving Esther, especially when we can't locate Marjorie and the children. You won't stop trying, will you,
No,
Brock?
of course, Mama.
Darling, I know this has been a great strain on you, so... Brock, I wonder if you would drive Mother back to Lake Forest tonight. Jim and I have to stay here to make the financial arrangements for Esther.
Sure.
Well, I won't go until I'm sure that Esther's sister is staying.
Oh, she is. She told me herself. So you won't have to be here.
Well, come on, Mama. We'll say our goodbyes then.
Just bought us a few hours, but we can't wait for Pryor to call. You have to get to him, tell him to go ahead. We may never have a better moment for getting a move on Emily Stewart than we have right now.
Mr. Pryor?
Thank you. Won't you join me?
No, thank you. Actually, I like to keep my head clear for business, and I have a lot of ideas I want to go over with you about your company.
Well, so do I, but I was hoping we could have a little dinner after business.
Oh, like I told you earlier, I'm going to be waiting for my fiancé. Now, I went over your advertising figures, and I compared them to a lot of your competitors' budgets. I really think you can reclaim the market without spending another dime. You just have to change your strategy quite a bit.
Oh, well, that's very good news. But it is just my luck that your marriage plans are taking you away from Montgomery and Associates.
Well, there's nothing definite yet, and I will be working with Sean and Lily for quite a while. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Yes, he is. Hold on a second, please. Mr. Pryor, it's for you.
Thank you. I left this number with the hotel. Lucas Pryor.
Was that Miss Stewart?
Yes. What can I do for you, Mr. McCready?
Your location is convenient. Phillips just given the word. The plan concerning Miss Stewart is a go.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Dexatrim. Just one works all day, morning through bedtime, to control your appetite. Dexatrim. Nothing works harder to help you lose weight.
Oh, pussycat, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled you want to follow in my footsteps. But you got to be careful who you trust your corporate secrets with. I'm looking at that guy over there.
So you've heard?
Yes. Is it true you made the offer?
Yes, and I told Kirk he could tell you. In fact, that's why I'm here. Kirk, have you made a decision yet?
Well, now, wait a minute. You said you wanted to hear from me by tonight, and I think that leaves me about 6 hours, doesn't it?
Of course, Kirk opens himself up to a lawsuit if he breaks his contract.
Well, you know, this is kind of fun, having two Walsh women fighting over me, but I have to tear myself away to pick up Ellie. I'll talk to you both tonight, individually.
Go on, Mother. Yell and scream.
Oh, maybe no. You got guts, kid. Yeah. And I know where you got them. Feel close to you and sit down. Let me just tell you something. A word of advice as you start out fighting the corporate wars. It would be wise to cut your pearly teeth on teeny fish before you set out to tackle the sacred cow of the sea. You can't expect special treatment because you're my daughter.
That's the last thing that I want. I know that I don't have enough experience to outsmart you, and that's why I need to surround myself with the most talented people I can find, and Kirk is that somebody. And you don't appreciate him.
What makes you think I don't appreciate him?
Because you fire him every other month.
Keep him on his toes, darling. He loves it.
I wouldn't be so sure. Why not let him go? I mean, wouldn't you rather lose him to me than Tonio Reyes?
I'm not going to lose him to anyone, baby.
I wouldn't be so sure. It's up to Kirk, of course, but I'm not about to give up. I'll use my secret weapon if I've got to.
Which secret weapon is that, baby?
Iva?
Oh, darling.
It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Okay, bye-bye, Mama. Oh, so did you get Adam up in the nursery?
I was actually heading for the shower. How would you like to join me?
I would love to take another shower with you.
I knew you were going to say that. That's
Answer the door.
great timing. I love this house when this happens.
My favorite house.
That was our bell, right?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Listen, we heard that you guys were going to the Mona Lisa, so we thought maybe we could make it a foursome.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a great idea, but we're really not ready yet, so we don't want to hold you up.
Oh, that's okay. We really don't mind
Franny, why
waiting.
don't we just stay a while?
Come on in. It's fine. I don't get to see my little sister very often.
Hey, so you guys want some wine while you wait?
Ah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Margot.
How are things over at M&A with Craig and Emily both gone?
Well, Emily's still in and out, but it looks like our new partner is going to be a real go-getter, so...
Lily, really? I always kind of pictured her as shy and reserved, you know.
Oh, really? Well, not anymore. Not by a long shot.
So are Kim and Bob coming tonight?
Actually, no. Mom's going to go to an Al-Anon meeting with John, and Dad is working late, so...
How's Andy doing, you know?
I don't think he's doing that great. I tried to call him earlier, and I couldn't get a hold of him. I'm really kind of worried about him, you know? First, he told me that he was going to go to New York with Julie, and then I heard that he has changed his mind, so I don't know
Well,
what he's
maybe
really...
he just changed his mind again. Excuse, I'll get it. Hello, Tom Hughes.
It's Finley. I still can't get a hold of Bailey. Have you had any luck?
I talked to his assistant. Hopkins says that Joe is doing some undercover work and it's too risky to try and reach him.
But now listen, I know Hopkins. Can't we get him to authorize an approach to Brock? You know, to see if we can get him to turn State's evidence?
He's reluctant to give us the go-ahead, but he expects Joe back tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I may be paranoid, but I think Carlisle and the old man are getting on to me. They've started loading me down with donkey work, which means that they're suspicious. Now, what I'm really worried about is Emily Stewart. Philip has plans for her, and he has cut me out of them. It's a good possibility all hell will break loose now that Frank Marino's buried, and it could happen tonight.
Now, the key is to pinpoint the most profitable areas and then saturate them with the new ad campaign.
Well, that makes sense to me. I just wish you could tell these great ideas to my top men. Why don't you come out to Grand Rapids next few days?
Well, I can't make any promises, but I'll try to work something out.
All this talk about business has stimulated my appetite. Why don't we continue this over dinner this evening? I heard a great little place just a few miles from here. I think it's called the Lauberts.
Yes, I'm familiar with it. It's really very good, but like I said, I am waiting for my fiancé. How about if I get you some cheese and crackers to hold you? Excuse me. Hello?
Emily, it's Philip Lombard. I'm calling from Wisconsin. Brock wanted me to tell you he's driving his mother back to Lake Forest this evening, and he may spend the night in Chicago.
Oh. Well, I'm sure that this is a hard time for everyone right now. Thank you for letting me know, Mr. Lombard.
He didn't say exactly where he'd be, although when I met him at the airport this afternoon, he was with Miss Snyder. He may have made some plans with her.
Oh, I am so glad that Lila's back. You know what? Casey's going to be here tonight.
That's some incredible lady, I tell you.
Yeah, she is.
Full-time nursing job, invalid husband and baby to take care of, but the voice is better than ever.
Oh, you bet. Oh, it's going to be an incredible evening, let me tell you. Oh, well, hello there, you two. Why haven't I seen you before now? I thought surely I'd see a lot more of you now that the trial is over and the hearing and all.
Well, that's partly my fault.
Oh.
You see, being a bachelor, I don't get too many home-cooked meals.
Oh, what you're really trying to say is you can't cook.
Exactly, but Jessica's a real artist in the kitchen, so I convinced her to come over to my place and work a little magic in my kitchen last night.
Oh, well, wonderful. I have a table for you right over here. Great.
Can I join you in a minute? I have to make a phone call.
Oh, okay, sure. Thank you.
Oh, Jess, I do wish that you could have been here last night because Emily was here and she was with Brock's family. And I hear wedding bells.
Oh, well, I'm just so relieved Judge Walker put Emily on probation.
So tell me, when are we going to be hearing some more wedding bells?
Lisa, please.
What?
We're just getting to know each other.
And you're loving every minute of it.
Well, yeah, but we kind of got off to a rocky start. You know, sometimes I just can't tolerate his business attitude.
Oh, come on now, Jess. You know, you sound just like I've, can a man be a shark at business and an angelfish when he comes home?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But tell me, what progress is being made with this Mr. Pryor who took you to the McKechnie's party?
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah?
He's a little mysterious. I really don't want to get involved with a man whose life is not an open book.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
Oh, Lila.
I want to thank you for those flowers. They're beautiful.
Well, this is a very special evening, my darling. And I can't wait for Casey to see you in your gorgeous new dress.
Well, I'm afraid he's not coming.
But,
would you excuse me? I'm going to talk to Iva.
Sure.
Iva, where's Kirk?
Oh, hi. He's picking Ellie up at the airport. They should be here soon.
Oh, I saw her right before she was leaving for Chicago. Greg always asks for her when he calls. How's she doing?
She's doing okay, but I think it's going to take her a long time to get over Craig. We just have to be there for her.
Well, I want to do whatever I can.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Lila? It looks like someone has changed his mind.
All right, while you're warming up, I want to get some straight talk happening here. What's going on with Brock?
What do you mean?
I saw the way you were watching him and Emily with his parents. There's something else going on here.
What are you implying? That I'm still in love with him? That I'm jealous of Emily? You know that's wrong.
All right, what about the car? I heard the mechanic tell you that the line of the power steering had been cut. You told Brock the same thing.
Kirk, Brock gave me the car. I was just letting him know what was going on with it.
What, you wanted to tell him that his gift almost got you killed? I don't think so. I think there's something else happening here.
You're imagining things.
Yeah? Is it my imagination that you're afraid to drive your car? It's been fixed for weeks and it's still in your garage. Ellie, I care about you. That's why I'm asking you these questions. I don't want to see you hurt. Did somebody tamper with the car? And if somebody did, was it a warning? Or is somebody actually trying to kill you?
I care about you, too. That's why I don't want to discuss this anymore, so don't ask me any more questions about Brock or his family.
Are you telling me that if you were honest about the Lombards, that would put me in some kind of danger?
I've said all I can say. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Pryor will get Emily out of Oakdale, hold her hostage until all the pieces are in place. And tomorrow morning, he'll call Sean Baxter, M&A, tell him that Emily's decided to go to Grand Rapids to tour the facilities there.
That won't satisfy anyone for long. As soon as Brock tries to reach her and finds out that she's missing...
He'll know the truth. That's the way I want it. Once he knows we've got his lady love, he'll be totally immobilized.
There's one flaw in the plan, Philip. Emily can identify Pryor as the man who kidnapped her.
From her grave?
Philip?
Connie, I thought you and Brock were already gone.
Well, I couldn't bear to leave until Esther was sleeping, so I decided to wait and go home with you. There was no point in keeping Brock. He was so eager to get back to Miss Stewart.
How long ago did he leave?
About an hour ago. He should be on the plane.
Oh, now, Casey, aren't you glad you came tonight?
Well, to tell you the truth, Lisa, I was blackmailed.
Oh, what? Really?
Yes, Duke threatened to stop being my hands if I didn't show up.
It's an old trick I learned from Lucinda.
Oh, excuse me.
Absolutely wonderful tonight.
Yes,
Good evening, everybody. Casey, I don't think you've met my friend Blake Stevens.
No, hi.
Howdy, dear.
Good to meet you. Listen, Jess, congratulations on the Stenbeck case. I guess Paul was lucky to have you in his court, huh?
Oh, in his court, I love this guy.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad you stopped by. I might be giving you a call.
Well, Lucinda, how does it feel to have a beautiful young competitor?
I love it. I'm going to teach her everything I know.
Oh, dear. Now, not everything, Lucy. Shame.
Don't worry, Lisa. I remember your lessons about flies and honey.
Yeah, come on, have your table.
Jess, would you like to dance?
Sure.
Great.
See you later.
What did you want to talk to Jessica about?
Oh, just some routine legal stuff.
Look. Oh, your new partner's approaching us.
It's not a partner yet.
Good evening, boss lady.
I'm not overly fond of that term.
Well, I'll try and think of something more creative. Listen, what's the story in our new exec?
I think I'll have it all sewn up by the end of the evening.
Well, I hope so. You keep bringing in new clients, we're going to need somebody to service them.
Sean, why don't we go say hello to Casey and Lorna?
Excuse us.
Have a nice dinner. I'm sorry the plane was late.
Oh, that's all right.
A heck of a time convincing her to join us.
Well, I have our table.
Good. You know, I have to make a phone call. I'm going to call Emily and make sure Brock got home okay.
But don't call the cab company. You're not escaping, all right?
I won't.
What's the matter? You look worried.
Well, I am kind of. I had a talk with Ellie at the airport, and she hinted that something was wrong and it went deeper than a broken heart, but I couldn't get her to open up. I think the only person she's going to confide in is Caleb.
Have to make a decision about turning state's evidence by tonight.
Still busy.
Damn it! If we don't reach Pryor before Brock gets there, he'll destroy the whole plan.
I wish that we had Lloyd and Foley there to help.
Nah, it's too big a risk. One of them is a traitor, I'm sure.
Philip, we have had a tail on both of them. So far, they have done everything right by the book.
There is a leak somewhere, or Brock wouldn't have found the bug in Emily Stewart's apartment. Try again.
Well, Mom, if the pain gets any worse, why don't you call Dr. Dixon? All right. Sleep well, honey. Bye. I'm sorry, that was my mother. She sustained a bit of a back injury recently, and she's feeling some pain.
Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. So why don't you reconsider, then, my dinner invitation, now that your fiancé is going to be out of town till tomorrow? Oh, really? Haven't I been a good sport about your leaving Montgomery & Associates just as I signed on?
Yes, you have. All right, we will go and have dinner, but I want you to know it's only dinner.
Oh, well, you told me that since the day I met you. I haven't forgotten.
Good, good. I noticed you were talking to Lisa Mitchell the other night at the McKechnie's. She's really a super lady.
She is a super lady. But there's someone else that I'm interested in, actually. Ellie Snyder. I had lunch with her the other day and even brought her back to her family's farm, and still I get the impression that she's been badly hurt by someone recently.
Yes, she has. Why don't we talk about that over dinner? I'll go get my coat.
Sure. And I'll use your phone. I'll call the Auberts for reservations.
Oh, great. The phone number is in my personal phone book right on top of the desk.
Yes, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 in, let's say, about a half an hour. The name, Lucas Pryor.
Thank God it's you. Look, we have been trying to reach you. Brock gave us the slip. We have to move fast. He can be in Oakdale any minute.
No problem. We're on our way.
Be sure to cover your tracks.
Thank you. Well, they can take us whenever we get there.
Well, that's great. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rush you, Mr. Pryor. You could finish your drink.
No, that's quite all right. But thank you. Thanks for reminding me. All right, then. This should be a very memorable evening.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
So do you know how to get to La Berge?
Yes, it's right off River Road. Oh.
Let your service get that. I'm starving
no,
to
it
death.
might be Brock. Okay, I have to get it. Hello? Hi, Sean.
So how's the meeting with Pryor going?
Very well. We're going to continue it over dinner.
Well, thanks for hanging in there. Now listen, maybe you should start thinking of going to Grand Rapids after all.
Well, that came up. I don't know.
Does he like your ideas?
I think so.
All right, I want copies of all your charts.
Okay, I'll drop them off tomorrow morning, and I'll fill you in on all the details. Right now, I don't want to keep Mr. Pryor waiting, okay?
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
Bye-bye, Sean. Well, that was Sean. He told me that he wants me to continue working with Pryor Security Systems as long as I'm with M&A.
That's very good news. Let's go.
Okay. Brock! Oh, you changed your mind.
Honey, the zip, please.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Zip.
Thanks.
Wow.
Great. Fine, now that we're running late.
Is it okay to skip out on a family function?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we owe it to Lila. Fran is expecting us.
Tom, have you noticed a change in Franny since she's been back?
No, why?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's my imagination, but she just seems so distant from me.
Well, if it were, you just bring it up to her and get it out in the open.
I guess I will.
Good.
I'll go get Adam.
Thanks.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Hi, it's Hughes. Have you heard anything from Joe? Look, I got a call from Finley. He thinks time may be running out. Is there any way that you can authorize this offer in Joe's absence? Okay, when Joe makes contact, you tell him that it is vital that he get in touch with me. The way Finley's talking, things are happening very fast, and several lives could hang in the balance.
Aren't Lila and Casey an inspiration? Guess that's what true love's all about. I saw that. You have another phone call to make?
I can wait till the music ends.
Oh, well, thank you, kind sir. Blake, don't you ever stop working.
Well, I can't afford to at the moment. My contract with Lucinda's up at the end of the month, and I have to decide whether to re-sign or not.
Aren't you happy here?
Right here, I'm very happy, but at Walsh Towers, I don't know. I could be if I can clarify my position and authority. But Kirk Anderson seems to be a permanent obstacle, and I have to determine exactly where I stand with Lucinda.
Well, many have tried. All have failed.
You know, I'm sorry Bianca couldn't join us.
Yeah, she's at the castle, darling. She's worrying about that boy that ran off.
And you're worrying about Kirk running off.
No, darling. Not for a moment. I'm not. Kirk is very smart. He'll stay at Walsh. No contest.
Do you want to make a bet?
What are the stakes?
Loser buys dinner.
You're on.
Hello.
I'm so glad I saw you here tonight. I've got a project, and I want you to start on it first thing in the morning. It's time that I unloaded the TV station.
You mean the FCC thinks it's time that you unloaded the TV station?
I could fight that. I could fight it, but maybe I've had enough of it anyway. Let's move on to something else. Make a profit, okay? I've had something on the drawing board for a while. It's a magazine. Inside Oakdale, we may change that. Society, fashion, that kind of thing. I think it's so pretty. I think you would be perfect. You would be the perfect person to take that account over and move it from the drawing board to the newsstand.
Well, I thank you for your vote of confidence, Lucinda, but I was under the impression that the magazine was Kirk's pet project.
Oh, well, Kirk is so easily distracted these days. Let's give him a jolt, okay? Let's give him a jolt. See what he does.
You know, you do this lady wrong, Sean, and you're gonna have to answer to me. Now, that may not be too frightening, but my second is that guy over there, old Duke.
Oh, I guess this means I gotta treat you right, huh?
Well, she's very special. She's also one of my best friends. I remember a time when we thought it's gonna be more, but given the choice, she picked Seth Snyder.
Yeah, and it's a good thing, too, because the minute that this guy laid eyes on Lila, no other woman stood a chance.
And what happened to Seth Snyder?
That's a long story that involves my sister, Sabrina.
Oh, sister, huh? So when do I get to meet her?
I'm not so sure that I want you to. Right, Casey?
Yeah.
Lucas, are you going to be meeting someone for dinner tonight?
Not tonight, just a table for one, please, Lisa.
Oh, a table for one. All right, follow me.
Mr. Pryor, I thought you'd be having dinner with Emily.
No, actually, her fiancé showed up unexpectedly. But we did get to go over some of the ideas she had, and I thought they were really quite interesting. Now I'd like to get her to go to Grand Rapids, so I'll talk to her in the morning.
Well, let's hope you're successful.
Let's hope.
Have a good dinner.
Thanks.
Casey, Marilyn told us you changed your mind. I'm so glad.
Yeah, me too.
How you doing?
Great. So we'll see you later.
You look great.
Well, now just tell me, what can I get for everybody? Casey, how about something to eat, huh?
Yeah, I'll have something.
You've had 2 dinners.
Oh, come on, order steak, man. Anything. Come on, we can handle it.
I don't want to eat in public. I just want to see Lila sing. I want to be a freak show, you know?
So, Margot, it would be really great if you could help to track him down.
But why do you think Hey You left so suddenly?
Well, according to Ellen Stewart, it has something to do with Brock Lombard, but I asked Brock about it, and he didn't seem to know anything. Do you think maybe you could check it out with
Let's
Brock?
drop the amateur sleuthing.
I'm not an amateur.
I know, Franny is. Franny, I don't mean anything by this, but this boy's allowed to go wherever he wants. If Hey You decides to run away, then it doesn't give you a license to pry into his background or his personal life. Come on.
Excuse me, Tommy. I was just trying to help, you know? We've placed ads in the South Bend papers that everybody at the center is really concerned about Hey You.
Franny, look, I think maybe Emily would feel bad if you were trying to discount Brock's credibility like that. Can we dance, please?
That's a good idea.
I just got the strangest phone call from Andy. He called me to ask me if Julie had called me from New York.
Now, that is strange.
Yeah.
Why would she call you instead of him?
Well, obviously, he wasn't at home. I mean, there was so much noise in the background, and, well, it sounded like country western music.
Gotta go to the restroom.
All right.
Excuse me.
All right. How does she seem to you?
I don't know. Something's really bothering.
Hi.
Well, hi. Have you made a decision yet?
Well, you know, Lily, I'm in kind of ethical dilemma here. I mean, I do have a contract with your mother, and I owe her some kind of loyalty.
Well, listen, I'm sure that Jess can get you out of that contract. And as far as loyalty, I mean, how can you feel loyal to Lucinda? She fires you constantly.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Iva, tell him what a great move this would be. I mean, you'd be protecting Craig's interests, and you'd be handling the strict co-account for Cal. We'd all be one big happy family.
You know, Lily, I noticed that you didn't mention Jared. Yesterday, she signed Carpenter, Reese, and Cromwell.
That would be a problem.
So, Sean can handle all of Jared's
Well,
business.
what does Sean think about me perhaps buying out Craig's partnership?
Well, he hasn't raised the money yet, and I'm sure we could talk Craig into selling to you instead.
I ever talked to him. I can't. And do you really think that stealing Kirk away from Walsh Enterprises is a way of building your business and your reputation?
Well, we'll just have to let Kirk decide.
Oh, sorry, Lily, I can't do it. I don't have a choice. I have to stay with Lucinda.
I can't believe it. You know, I hope you're not sorry the next time Lucinda pulls a big project out from underneath you.
Hello, Miss Snyder.
Oh, hi, Lucas. How you doing?
Good, it's nice to see you again.
You too.
I was wondering maybe you might need a lift later this evening.
Oh, no, I drive. Thank you.
So what was that all about, Brock and Hey You? And Joe Bailey? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mona Lisa. Tonight we have a very special surprise for you. It's a special song sung by our very special songbird, Lila Peretti.
Thank you. I'd like to dedicate this song to the man I love. I remember when we fell in love. I was unsure you'd love me too, but then you touched my heart and filled my life with laughter. And baby, you were such a romancer. Then fate stepped in and played its game. You had to go, no one's to blame. But now that you've come home, I'll never be alone again. So come to me. We'll make it if we try, but never ask me to say goodbye. I remember when we fell in love. Your dreams gave me a second chance, and now that they've all come true, I'll give my dreams to you. Just close your eyes. We'll make it if we try, but never ask me to say
Look, I'm sorry about coming down on you about being alone here with Pryor, but until we leave, I don't want you spending any time alone with anyone except your family and people you've known for years.
Look, what happened in Wisconsin?
Papa asked enough insinuating questions to make me certain he knows about Marjorie and the kids. And the real shocker is Marjorie's mother let it slip that Papa visited them the day that Frank hanged himself.
My God, Brock, do you think it was murder?
No, you can't call that murder. But if Frank knew what Marjorie had done, he knew his life was as good as over. He just took the easy way out.
I don't believe that your father would do that to someone he's known for that long.
Oh, are you kidding me? Pop will do anything to maintain the family. Hell, he tried to stop me from coming back to Oakdale tonight.
I know. He called me and said that you were staying in Chicago.
You know. All right, our time is about up.
Okay, Brock, look, what are you going to do about turning state's evidence?
I don't know. I can't. Every time I make up my mind, I get concerned about what's going to happen to my mother. I can't
All right, then,
solve any of
Brock,
this.
I don't know why we're wasting time. Why don't we just leave now, okay? I will cash that check that I got from Lily, and I will pack a few things, and we can go.
We can't. There are other people who would be in danger.
Ellie?
Listen, we are going to have a future together, you and I, but you are going to have to trust me. And with Papa watching us every step of the way, we can't afford to make a mistake.
Bungled the situation with Lloyd and Foley. Now, the best way to smoke out an informer is to give him enough rope to hang himself. Hello?
It's Pryor.
Have you got Miss Stewart?
Your son came back to the apartment before I could make my move.
Damn it. Well, we'll have to get Brock to Chicago tomorrow morning and isolate Miss Stewart so he can get on with the plan.
Yes, I understand that. Look, I'm at the Mona Lisa. Ellie Snyder's here.
Well, that's better news. See if you can get more of her on tape.
I'd be glad to try that.
I'll be in touch with you with specific plans.
I gather he couldn't hang on to Miss Stewart?
It's a temporary setback. I'll set another plan in motion. We'll flush out the traitor as well. Now, tomorrow morning, I'll call Brock, tell him to fly up here, give his mother a proper send-off. Now, you call Foley and Lloyd. Tell them our plans to distract Brock and abduct Emily. Tell them to remain in Oakdale until they hear from us. We'll have their shadows record every contact they make. And if Brock doesn't arrive in Chicago tomorrow morning, we know who's responsible. I'll drive Connie home. I'll expect you in Lake Forest in the morning.
I'll see that your wishes are carried out, Philip.
You're a good man, Jim.
Hello.
Lloyd, it's Carlisle. Philip has decided to fill you in on the plans regarding Ms. Stewart. Now, listen carefully.
Now, you know you were better than ever out there. It was like you were singing just for me. Nobody else in the room.
You mean there was someone else in the room? Do you know how happy I was when I came into my dressing room and I saw one single rose?
Well, you deserve a whole room full of roses.
No, no. One single rose is much more romantic. That's what you always sent me.
In the old days, it was romance. Nowadays, it's just plain old poverty.
Oh, well, it's still romance for me, baby. Oh, don't worry about anything. I mean, with your new job, we're gonna be in great shape financially.
I really do love you.
I love you, too. Do you remember the star? The one you gave me before the opening in New York?
Yeah, I think about those days a lot. You could have had a pretty wonderful career, you know. But instead, I had to chase you all around New York till you said yes. Now, if I would have known then what I know now, I
Oh, Casey, but you didn't. We have a baby. And as long as I've got Kate and you, we can get through anything.
You're pretty amazing, you know that? But can you honestly say that you've never, ever had a thought about...
Never. Well, you'd like to know that I just signed the check for dinner.
Ah. You mean Kirk's all mine?
You won this round.
I'm gonna get going over to Lila's dressing room, see if Casey's ready to go home.
Wait, you seem like you're in a hurry. Is something wrong?
I hope not. I'm just a little concerned about that phone call Lisa got from Andy. Sounded like he was calling from the Silver Dollar, and I think I better head out there and make sure he's okay.
Well, are you sure you're just not making an excuse so you can get to see those pony girls, huh?
Yeah, because you can... Tom, excuse me, darling. You have a phone call. The gentleman would not leave his name, but you may take it right there at my desk.
Thanks. Excuse me.
Hi. Oh, no, please don't get up. Blake, I have a business proposition for you.
I just promised Jessica I'd stop discussing business in front of her.
Well, I hope you'll make an exception just this once. I'm looking for an executive to join Sean Baxter and myself over at Montgomery & Associates. And if you're interested, I can offer you more money and more authority than you'll ever get with my mother.
But what happened? How do you know?
I'm sorry, Tom. That's all I can say. I think I'm being tailed. Just make sure Brock knows.
Can you give me some details?
Hello.
Brock Lombard.
Yes. Who's this?
If you care about Emily Stewart, don't let her out of your sight tomorrow.
Who is this? Who is this? Damn it.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light next on most of these CBS stations. Children's Clothes by Good Lad of Philadelphia. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.